Hey guys, I'm trying to adjust this camera because I am there. I think we got it. Trying to give you guys a better view of what's going on in here without taking away so much of like the top of the screen until I can get a new camera, and I'm still trying to figure out like which one is best. So sorry about that quick interruption. So today's our slow flow, and I've got a really cool flow set up for us. That's one of my favorite parts of doing yoga, is like figuring out different ways to move our body. And like I've talked about before, I think every posture, every different type of breath we do, every mantra that we try, it's like an experiment so that we can figure out which ones of those things works best for us. Like, what does my body best respond to? And I can take that thing, put it in my back pocket, my toolbox. I can use it later when I need it for something that, is going to help me to move through some kind of energetic space that's not serving me. So I had read this little post earlier, and it got really intriguing. And while I understood parts of what they were trying to say with this post, there were also parts of it that I didn't really fully grasp onto. So I thought it would be kind of a fun one to bring forward in class and just give everybody something to chew on. And like, my perceptions are my perceptions. So you're not only free to have your own perceptions, it's encouraged that you have your own point of view or perspective about these kinds of things, and we don't have to be in agreement. You can have your own perception that aligns perfectly to you, even if it's the total opposite of what I, believe or see or think about the thing. That's, this doesn't affect you at all. You get to choose what's right for you. So this little post said, I actually attack the concept of happiness, the idea that people being happy, but the idea that everything we do is part of the pursuit of happiness seems to me a really dangerous idea, and has led to a contemporary disease in Western society, which is fear of sadness. It's a really odd thing that we're now seeing people saying, write down 3 things that made you happy today before you go to sleep, and cheer up, and happiness is our birthright, and so on. We're kind of teaching our kids that happiness is a default position. It's rubbish. Wholeness is what we ought to be striving for. And a part of that is sadness, disappointment, frustration, failure, all of those things which make us who we are. Happiness and victory and fulfillment are nice things, and that also happen to us, but they don't teach us much. Everyone says we grow through pain, and as soon as they experience pain, they say, quick, move on, cheer up. I'd like for just a year to have a mortuorium. I almost couldn't get that word out. A mortuorium, now I lost my place, on the word happiness, and to replace it with the word wholeness. Ask yourself, is this contributing to my wholeness? And if you're having a bad day, it is. Okay, so yes, I do totally agree with some of what they were saying there. Like, focusing on our wholeness of our being. And does this serve my wholeness? And allowing for the breadth of every single emotion, every single feeling, whatever sadness, frustration, anger, fears, all of those things, we're going to feel into some of those things, but then it's our job to take them into our consciousness, allow them to integrate into our being, and to choose what we want, right? And to say that you attack the idea of happiness is a really weird thing. And, I'm all about, like, let's not socially or spiritually bypass our life experiences. And man, like, if you've got people in your life and you're telling them how you really feel about things, like, I'm sad today, this is going on, I'm having all of these hardships, and they immediately don't want to talk to you anymore, they don't want to have a conversation with you because you're getting real with them, that's a dangerous thing, man. You're not with the right people if they can't hold space for all of you, right? Your wholeness and the whole experience of who and what you are. But to attack happiness is such a weird thing to me, because she was saying, where does it say? Happiness and victory and fulfillment are nice little things that also happen to us, but they don't teach us much. Yeah, of course they do. Every experience we have, every emotion we experience teaches us a shit ton. That is like saying that everything doesn't have value. Everything holds value. It's up to us to figure out where the value lies within that space. Happiness is about happiness and victory and all of those kinds of things. Those are about hope and inspiration. Hope and inspiration to recognize that I have the ability to shift my perception, that I have the ability to choose. Some people's authentic default setting is that they could go through some of the most horrific traumas. And like my mom is one of these people. She had a horrific childhood. She had a very traumatic upbringing. And she is one of those people who still just chooses to see the beauty in everything. She's choosing to be happy. She chooses levity. And that is totally authentic to her nature to do so. It's not like she's not pretending that her past didn't exist. She's not pretending that those situations didn't impact her and me. What she's doing is she's choosing what she wants to experience more of. And she's totally allowed to do that. So we cannot ever, it's such a weird thing because, we want to say like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what? It's not my fucking job to tell you what you can and can't do. You're going to do what's authentic to your nature. You're going to react to your life circumstances in a way that's authentic to your nature. I hope. Now, the one thing that we don't want to do, is to allow our past or the social programs or the people outside of us to dictate how we should experience life, because it's none of their business. How I choose to engage in this thing, this gift, it's my choice. I get to choose. And every single emotion, every single experience has within it the ability to facilitate growth and expansion. And the way that I choose those experiences and not only internalize but express myself from that place, that is my choice. I get to figure out what that looks like. If I want to walk around like there's glitter and rainbows shining out my ass every single day, irregardless of what's going on, because it's what makes me feel good, it's what makes me feel amazing, it's what makes me feel alive, that's amazing. I can do that. I get to do that. I can still do that and know that I've had hardship, that I've had trauma, that I've had challenging experiences in my life. But that doesn't have to be this pursuit of happiness. That doesn't mean that it's a pursuit and that I will only engage in life as long as it delivers me those kinds of things. It just means that I'm expressing myself in whatever authentic manner feels true and right for me. And while, yes, I think when we have these experiences in life, it can be difficult and challenging and traumatic, we don't want to rush the process. We don't want to force ourselves to feel something different. We don't want to feel like what we're feeling is so bad and that only the joy and the happiness and the victory and all of these kinds of things are acceptable. That's when we're spiritually bypassing, when we're no longer, choosing to experience our life, when we're not allowing ourselves the experience of integrating those things that happen. That's when things become problematic. When I'm no longer like actually engaged, I'm not present in what's occurring. So, we're going to read all different kinds of quotes all the time, and you're going to find elements of truth in all of them. And it's just like this. Like, I can look at this and I can say, yes, it is about our wholeness. But my wholeness can look any way I want it to. And it doesn't have to be in an effort to attack the concept of happiness. I can live my life with that feeling of hope and inspiration and levity if I choose to. I don't want to fear sadness. I don't want to fear when these life situations happen. That's not the idea to I only want to be happy all the time. And so if sadness or anger or frustration come in, I'm going to be upset or freaked out by it. You know what I'm saying? No, we do need to hold space for all of the energies. We have to recognize that at some point, all of these things are going to manifest themselves to us to give us that ability to grow, to expand, to integrate within our being, to alchemize within who and what we are. And those kinds of things, those feelings, those situations change us. They can change us on a very fundamental cellular level of our being, depending on how we allow those things to, it's like if I take in that situation that was potentially sad or traumatic, but I allow it to be a catalyst for something inside of me, that's amazing. It's still a beautiful thing. There's still beauty in knowing that there is no real, at the end of the day, good or bad. It all just is. It's just an experience. And it's only my internal perception of the thing that categorizes it into one of those places. So for me to be able to choose to react or to express myself from whatever place I choose from beyond that point, that's okay. That's all my business, man. I'm not afraid of that normal life experiences. I'm willing to accept that is a part of my life. I'm going to go through them. I'm going to feel into the emotions that it causes. But then if I choose to draw myself energetically into a new space, to make new space for new energy that is more joyful, lighter, with a perspective of that, that's awesome. That's who you are fundamentally. And that's totally, it's not just okay, it's the best thing in the world because you're being authentic to your truest nature of being. So I just want us to be really careful about when we read these things and we read these elements of truth within them, that we don't allow it to totally reprogram our thinking into seeing things a certain way. Read this kind of stuff. Take it inside of you. Chew on it. That's what I want you to do with every kind of topic that I bring up before class, Chew on it. Where does this sit with me? What is my truth in reference to that particular statement? How do I feel about that thing? Some of it I might totally agree with. Some of it I might not. So I take what works for me, and then I leave the rest. Leave the rest. You don't have to adopt the entire ideology to come into agreement with portions of the thing, right? So I just want everybody to remember that. And there's I love Alan Watts, man. He's so great, and he has so much really amazing wisdom. And he actually wrote a book called The Meaning of Happiness. And his belief is that the meaning of happiness consists in 3 elements: freedom, gratitude, and the sense of wonder. And when I was thinking about the freedom and her talking about attacking happiness and everything, it's a release from the attachment to the sadness. I'm releasing myself from the attachment to the negative aspects of the trauma. I'm giving myself permission to have a new perception about how that informed my experiences. And then I'm going to choose to express myself in whatever way feels most natural and amazing and light for me. And if it is that I am constantly feeling the desire to impress upon this place some level of joy or happiness or any of those kinds of things, then that is an amazing and beautiful gift. And that sense of wonder that says that there's so many more ways of experiencing this life than what I've been told. And I get to choose whatever I want in reference to how that looks. And so it's that part of that freedom and that gratitude and that wonder. Those are the things that are happiness. So, you get to define happiness in whatever way is meaningful and poignant for your own life experience. So I encourage you to just think about that today, and think about what I read and how is it that you respond in situations. Are you responding because you want to give people the answers that they want to hear? Are you responding because you're afraid of facing the truth of your experience? Now, if we're looking to spiritually bypass or we're looking to be in denial, then that could potentially be where the danger zone is, right? But if I'm in my authenticity and I'm just expressing myself, I'm choosing something different, then I completely have every right to do so, So every single subject, like I said, you come across, it's going to be like that. Everything. We're going to find those elements of truth in everything. Take what works and leave the rest. You don't have to take the whole thing. Take what works and leave the rest. These kinds of thoughts are the ones that help you to know and understand yourself better. How do you feel about that statement? That's going to help you be more intimately connected to your own truth, your own soul space. You're getting to know yourself on those deeper levels of what works for you, what's in alignment with me, what am I feeling right now in this time and space, where I am with the tools I have available, with the experiences that I've had, and the perceptions that I allow myself to engage in, right? So let's go ahead and start our practice. And I'm sorry, I'm going to move that camera one more time because I am cutting off the bottom just a little bit too much. So go ahead and just settling into your easy seated posture and finding your breath. Drop your shoulders back and down. Just feeling the body naturally drawing itself into that beautiful long line from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head, that energetic highway. And connecting to your breath, becoming aware of the breath as you draw the breath down into the belly. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. There's only the way that you choose to see and experience this time and place. There's only your truth. That's the only one that matters. We're going to begin our Ujjayi breath. So closing the mouth, allowing the tongue to rest gently in the roof of the mouth just behind those front teeth. Create space in the back of the throat so that you can engage in that audible breath, those audible inhalations and exhalations. Sounding like the waves of the ocean. And allow the breath to draw you back inside of your own being. Meditative breath. And super slow and gentle whenever you're ready. Open up those eyes. We're going to inhale, shrug those shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, drop them down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. You can close your eyes and focus your awareness at your brow point center as you continue on with those gentle shoulder shrugs, moving at your own pace. but always matching the breath with the movement so that you can get the full experience of this posture. The real magic that upholds. Releasing those shoulders back down to their neutral position. We're going to take some gentle shoulder circles. Inhaling up and back. Exhaling down and forward. Inhaling up and back. Exhaling down and forward. Close your eyes if you want to. Just so you can be a little bit more aware of the internal circulation of energy and how it feels inside of your physical being, your energetic field. Engaging in that experiment of posture. Which ones feel amazing? Which ones do I love? Which ones not so much? The ones that feel super amazing and wonderful are usually the ones that we really, really need. And sometimes the ones that we resist hold a lot of power for us too. So when we go ahead and engage in the posture, the thing, regardless of our opinion about it, it can still deliver to us an amazing gift that we weren't potentially expecting. Next time you find your shoulders down towards the bottom of the rotation, we're going to take it in the opposite direction, up and forward, down and back, inhaling forward, exhaling back. You don't need anybody else to tell you when you should be happy, when you should be sad, when you should be feeling certain feelings. All you need to know is what is authentic to your being. What feels truthful, what feels honest and pure. That's all you need to know. Releasing those shoulders down to their neutral position. We're going to take those hands out to the side of our body, gently framing those hips. We're going to inhale, lift up through your right arm, reach across towards the left wall, taking a bend through that left elbow, facilitating that depth of stretch that feels really comfortable and safe for you today. Remembering we're never pressing into pain or tingling or numbness. Be really aware of your own body and what feels safe. You can take a gentle bounce here or remain in stillness, but just remembering to keep both of those sits bones super grounded into the earth. Inhale, rising up. We're going to drop the right hand into the earth this time and reach through the left fingertips towards the right wall. And just keeping that shoulder back and down, exposing the heart space. Inhale, we're going to lift both arms upward into the sky. Reach those fingertips way up. Feel like there's magnets in the fingertips drawing themselves towards the clouds, towards that beautiful sky. Take a couple deep breaths. And then on your next exhalation, releasing the left hand behind the left glute. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Take that spinal twist and gaze over the left shoulder if it feels safe on your neck. Keep that spine nice and straight and long, strong center line of the body, and breathe. Untwisting that spine, super slow and gentle and easy. Reach those fingertips back into the sky. Breathe into the body. Exhale, right hand comes behind the right glute, left hand comes to the outside of the left or the right knee, and gazing over that right shoulder. Remembering to be really gentle on the neck. So never pressing yourself further than you think you need to. Untwist that spine, reach those fingertips back into the sky. 2 more deep breaths into the nose, out through the mouth. And then inhale deeply. And exhale, drop the palms of the hands forward into the earth as you hinge forward from those hips and releasing the third eye space towards the mat. Breathe into your body. Super slow and gentle, walk those hands back in front of those shin bones. Take the palms of the hands, rest them on top of those knees. Close your eyes and breathe into your body for a moment. Coming up onto those hands and knees in that tabletop position. Shoulders are stacked on top of the wrists, hips are stacked on top of the knees. You can shift those hips from side to side here for a moment if you want to. Or you can remain in stillness, just listen to your body. We're going to come into our puppy pose, so keeping those knees grounded into the earth. You're going to walk those hands forward and drop the third eye space and the heart towards the mat. Allow it to melt into the earth. Keeping those glutes up in the air. And breathe. Inhale and rise up. Come back into your tabletop position. We're going to come into that 3-legged tabletop. So we're going to lengthen through our left leg. You can keep that foot flexed, toes towards the earth, or you can point the toe, just listen to your body. And breathe. You're going to bend that knee so that the sole of the foot is pressing upwards into the sky, and we're going to do those donkey kicks. Inhale, press the sole of the foot up towards the sky. Exhale, take it back down so that that knee is in line with the hip. Inhale up, exhale down. Release that leg down into the mat, that knee. Shift those hips from side to side for a moment. Come back into your tabletop position. Lengthen through the right leg this time. That three-legged tabletop. And breathe. Gaze is between those two hands in the earth. Crown of the head is shining forward. Most of the pressure in your hands is going to be the base of the palm, the forefinger, the thumb, the pads. You're going to lift up through the middle of your palm, tinting the palm. Bend that knee so that the sole of the foot is flat towards the sky and take those donkey kicks. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Drop that knee back down into the earth. Shift those hips side to side. We're going to lengthen through our left leg now so that the toes of the foot are gently resting into the mat. We're going to cross over our back leg towards your right shoulder and exhale, come back. Inhale up and across. Exhale back and down. Take that left leg back into the mat. We're going to take it to the opposite side, lengthening through the right leg this time. Inhale up and across. Exhale back to center. Take that knee back into the earth, shifting those hips from side to side for a moment. Take those knees towards the edge of the mat. Press the glutes back towards the heels, stretching out through those arms, finding that humble warrior posture. Releasing the belly, the heart, and the third eye towards the earth. Surrendering to those higher aspects of your own being, surrendering to your own truth. Stop living your life according to what other people tell you you should believe, the way you should think, the perceptions you should have. Be strong enough to dig deep into the interior of your own being and source the answers that you need from inside, and then trust in what you find. The authentic expression. Come up into your tabletop position, curl those toes under, press those hips up into the sky, downward facing dog. Relax those heels down towards the earth if you can. Then beginning on the left side, we're going to inhale, lift up through the left leg. Exhale, bend the knee and rotate the ankle. Inhale, lengthen through the leg. Exhale, pull it all the way through for your low lunge. We're going to come up into that crescent warrior. So make sure that that front knee is stacked on top of the front ankle. Inhale, rise up, use your core strength. And then exhale, sink into your posture and release those hands in prayer pose into your heart center. And breathe. can sink in a little bit more if you need to, or if you need to drop down on that back heel, take those toes out towards the edge of the mat, and feel free to do so. Just listen to your body. Use your core strength to inhale. Kick that right foot up. You can gently rest those toes into the earth while we transition into our next part of our posture. Reach those fingertips forward. Kick out through that back leg with equal opposition. Man, I can't manage that one today. Our warrior three. If you need to keep your toe grounded into the mat, feel free to do so. You can draw those arms back. Inhale, rise up and pedal it out. We're going to take it to the opposite side. Inhale. And then exhale, reaching forward and kicking back. You can take those hands back in flight if you wish. Inhale up, lift those arms back overhead. Exhale, Tadasana. Draw those thumbs into heart center. Close your eyes and breathe into your body. Inhale, arms come overhead, reach those fingertips into the sky. Exhale, fierce pose. Drop that tailbone towards the earth. You want to make sure that that pelvis is tucked underneath your body, not pressed out. We don't want that dug butt. Pull it underneath. You can drop those hands in heart center or keep those arms overhead. Just listen to your body. We're going to take a gentle pulse here. Inhale, reach those fingertips up into the sky. Exhale, hinging forward from those hips, forward fold. Take your pinkies, tuck them into opposite elbows, or keep those fingertips gently resting into the earth. And take some gentle movement. We're going to take our left hand to the outside of our left ankle. Take a gentle bend in those knees if you need to here. We're going to take that right hand and stack it on top of the left. Then on our next inhalation, we're going to lift up through those right fingertips. Draw that arm directly into the sky. You can gaze up towards the hand if it feels safe on your neck. Take a gentle twist here. Exhale, release that hand back down. We're going to take it to the opposite side. Right hand comes to the outside of the left ankle. Left hand stacks on top of the right. Inhale, lift those fingertips upward into the sky. Gazing at the left hand if it feels safe. You can take a deeper bend through your right knee if you need to assist you in facilitating that movement. Exhale, release. Walk those hands back in front of those toes. Inhale, rising up. Arms come overhead. Exhale, cactus out those arms. Inhale, reach the fingertips into the sky. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, half lift. Thumbs draw themselves into the heart center, or palms of the hands gently rest on the shin bones. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Reverse swan dive. Keep that core engaged as you rise up. Exhale, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, fingertips rise into the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. One more time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release those fingertips into the mat. Take it at your own pace as you inhale and rise up. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, super slow and gentle with grace and ease, releasing those hands all the way back down towards the thighs. Take those hands behind your back and clasp them. Take a gentle bend in those knees. Inhale deeply. And then exhale, folding forward, releasing the belly to the thighs. Crown of the head hangs towards the earth. Clasped hands rise into the sky. And breathe. Use your core strength. Inhale. Rise up. Release those arms. Rotate through those shoulders for a moment. Forward and back. Moving into our sun salutations. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, fingertips rise upward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release those hands into the earth and step back to your plank posture. Inhale deeply. And then exhale, release. Hold that low plank. And exhale, take the heart space into the earth. Inhale, cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale, curl the toes under, press the hips into the sky. Downward dog. Stepping towards those hands or floating to the top of the mat. Two more at your own pace. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms come overhead, and exhale, diving forward. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. One more time. Remembering there's no rush. Meeting in that Tadasana or mountain pose, wherever you're done in your standing position. Breathing into the body.
Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, cactus out the arms. Inhale, reach the fingertips into the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Take those hands behind the calves and draw the forehead towards the knees. Release those hands down into the earth in front of those toes. Come high on your toes. Exhale, releasing those glutes down into the earth. Stretch those legs out long in front of you. Take those hands to the top of your hip crease. Inhale deeply. And then exhale, drop those fingertips down towards the ankles and feet, stopping wherever it is that you feel like you need to. Inhale, super slow, gentle rise up. Draw the palms of the hands back up the legs towards the hip crease. We're going to do 2 more times. Inhale deeply. Exhale, drop the fingertips down. And breathe. Inhale, rise up. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, take it down. Crown of the head shining into the sky, gazes forward. Inhale, super slow and gentle, rising back up. Bend those knees so that the soles of the feet can find the earth. Walk those glutes towards the heels if you need to. And then using your core strength, releasing the vertebra into the earth, super slow. Take those deep breaths. We're going to come into that bridge pose. So keeping those knees bent, walk those heels up towards the glutes. We're going to inhale and press those hip points up into the sky. Walk your shoulders together. You can clasp those hands underneath your body. And press those hip points up in the sky. Keep those knees towards each other as you breathe into your body. Exhale, super slow and gentle, releasing that spine back down into the earth. And breathe. We're going to come into our figure 4 stretch. So crossing your left leg, bend the knee, draping the ankle over the right thigh. You have an open space in the center. Reach your left hand through that open space. Right hand comes to the outside of the right thigh, clasping the hands behind the right leg. And then inhale deeply and draw that leg in towards the chest. Pause and breathe when you hit any resistance or tension. Exhale, release that leg. Uncross your left leg from your right. We're going to drop the knees to the left side, drop them to the right, drop them to the left and the right. A few more times at your own pace. And then take the soles of the feet back into the earth. We're going to cross our right leg over our left this time, bending the right leg, draping that ankle over the left thigh. Reach through that hole and take the left hand to the outside of the left thigh to clasp your hands. And draw that thigh to the chest on your inhalation. On your next exhalation, unclasp those hands, allow that foot to find the earth. Take that right leg away from your left, planting the soles of both feet into the earth. Exhale, drop your knees to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the knees to the right. Inhale to center. And just continue on a few more times. Now we're going to come into our legs in the air. So if you want to take those hands underneath those glutes, creating a little more stability for your lower spine, we're going to inhale, lift those toes up into the sky. You can create a flat foot here, flexing your feet, or you can point those toes upwards into the sky. And just breathe into your body for a moment. Keep that core engaged so that you can keep those legs lifted into the air. You're welcome to come into a shoulder stand here or your plow pose. If that feels really comfortable and safe, so just listen to your body. But if you come into those shoulder stands or plow poses, remember not to turn your neck at all, but keep your gaze directly into the sky. Never want to compromise that neck by turning it side to side, just keeping it perfectly straight. Super, super slow with grace and ease. Releasing that spine down vertebra by vertebra, as slow and controlled as you can. And then releasing those legs all the way down into the earth. Take a moment to pat out your belly here. And then draw the knees into the chest. Holding on to just the right leg. Inhale, lift up through the left. Exhale, super slow with grace and ease. Take that leg down into the earth. Reaching out through your right arm. Take your left hand to the outside of the right leg to pull it across. And you can turn and gaze over the right fingertips if it feels safe on your neck. And breathe. Untwisting the spine. Take those knees back into your chest. Holding on to the left leg this time. Inhale, lift up through the right. Exhale, super slow. Take it down into the earth. Reaching out through the left arm. Right hand comes to the outside of your left leg and pulls it across. Gazing over the left fingertips if it feels safe on your neck. Untwist your spine. Knees come back into the chest. Finding that happy baby posture, grabbing onto the outside edges of those feet. Knees come in towards the armpits. You can shift your weight from side to side, rocking side to side here, or back and forth. You can kick out one leg and then the other. Just listen to your body. And then really slow, whenever you're done, release those legs, lengthen through the body so that you can find that corpse pose, final Shavasana. Lengthening through those arms. You can even pick up those hands and walk them a little bit closer towards your toes, your feet. Pulling those shoulders away from your ears, releasing that tension in the body, and sinking into your breath. There is no truth. There's only your truth. You are free to be who you were created to be, no matter what other people might think. While the world will do its best to define you, telling you who to be, how to act, and what to think, remember, every fiber of your being was designed with purpose. The way you think, communicate ideas, and express yourself, it is a unique and electric combination that no one else has. Too often we misconstrue the evolution of life. We buy into the idea that we must become someone to be great. The greatness is already in us. It is at the core of who we are. The challenge is not to strive to become something else, but to instead uncover the greatness already within us by stripping off labels and removing the pressure to blend in so that we show up in the world as the purest version of ourselves, completely untainted. Your perceptions, your reactions, your ways of internalizing all of your experiences is nobody's business but your own. You get to choose. You get to behave in a way that is aligned and authentic to you and nobody else. Take what is meant for you and the information and the stories that you read and leave the rest. There's no judgment. There's no need to fret over disagreement. We don't have to validate other people's choices by falling in line. I get to choose how I want to engage. I get to choose what I want to experience more of. I get to choose how I react to life situations.
Super slow and gentle whenever you're ready. Start to move those fingers and toes. Wrap your hands around your wrists or your feet around your ankles. And take those final stretches that you might need to transition from this safe space on your mat into your waking life. Taking those gentle cat stretches or full body stretches. Tuck the knees into the chest and rock side to side for a moment. Beautiful, soothing, rocking motion like you experienced in your mother's womb, nurturing while you grew. Remember, you can always take yourself back to that energetic place with this rocking motion. And then rocking back and forth, up and down on the spine, until you draw yourself upright into a comfortable seated posture so that we can finish our practice today with 3 long Satnams. I am truth, truth is my name, truth is my identity. Take those hands into prayer pose and inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely. Inhale to begin. Satnam. 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 I am truth. Truth is my name. Namaste. I see you. I see you in your truth. I see you as that divine expression of humanity. And I thank you for joining me today. I thank you for all of your contributions. Always feel free to drop any questions or comments that you may have. And I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.